Oh no! No, no! No, 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 no! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
Okay, I think we're live. 1, 2, 3. David! No need to be sad, baby. Come here. We're doing scripture studies. Danny, come here. Take a break. Okay. So, the gospel is preached to the dead so they can be judged justly. One day, each person will stand at the judgment bar and give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead. Some might wonder how God can judge all people fairly when their opportunities to understand and live the gospel are so different. Notice the doctrine that Peter taught in the scriptures to help the saints in his day understand God's judgment will be just.
Let's read the scriptures.
So do we know when does the judgment of God happen?
After.
What is this talking about, the judgment bar? Do you know when does that happen?
After we've all been resurrected.
Yep. When do we get resurrected?
After everyone has died.
Not necessarily everyone, because there will be people on the earth when Jesus comes again. A lot of them will be translated.
No, dude.
But what we do know is that the resurrection won't happen until after Jesus comes again.
Oh.
Yep.
So I was a little confused. Did we get resurrected?
We will, depending on when he comes, many of us will be resurrected after we die. Right? The resurrection for those people who are on the earth when Jesus comes again will be a translation. Okay? So this is an important set of scriptures here. Let's go ahead and read them. Hey, Danny, can you participate reverently instead of wiggly? Okay. Do you want to I'll read verse 19? I'll do 18. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust. Hey, Sam, please don't speak out while I'm reading. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. Danny?
Which one?
19.
By which also he went just start sounding it out.
Please drink it.
Preach
Mm-hmm.
unto the spirits in prison,
Yep.
Well done.
which sometime were disobedient when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah while the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water.
Okay, there's some interesting things in here. So, the verse you read, Danny, Christ suffered for sins, and he was put to death, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, what happened before Christ was resurrected? Where did Christ go?
It was exactly the scripture you read.
Heaven?
He did visit his Father in heaven, but he also, in your verse, where did he go? What did he do?
He went to prison.
Yeah, which prison?
He went to prison?
He went
Did he like steal things?
No.
Oh, why?
He went to spirit prison and preached to the people. And all the spirit prison really means is that people are just waiting to hear about the gospel.
They're kind of stuck. They can't progress. Yes, maybe?
Why did he be put in jail even though he knows the gospel?
He wasn't put in jail. He went and visited the people in jail to teach them.
Yeah.
He wasn't like,
Because does everyone on the earth have a chance to hear the gospel?
No. Everybody.
And sometimes people just don't get a good chance to learn the gospel. Sometimes people were disobedient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Maylee?
So like, if they don't get it, somebody do it for them, like you.
yeah, so like if they haven't gone and received their temple covenants yet, then people go to the temple and do their work for them.
Another interesting thing is he talked about, Peter was, the epistle in Peter was talking about the days of Noah. Do you remember what happened with Noah? Danny, can you please be reverent? Not so we can.
I remember what happened with Noah.
Uh-huh.
I remember.
Yep, Noah and the ark. What happened, Maylee?
So I watched. So like Noah was talking about Jesus, but they kept on throwing stone at him, so he went to the wilderness with all his family.
Yeah, he had to build a big boat or an ark, right?
Yeah, but they
So, was he, did he, okay. Was there a flood though?
Yep.
And what happened in the flood? So the people that didn't listen and didn't get in the ark, didn't.
They drowned. They drowned and drowned and drowned.
But what did it say here in the scripture? Wherein few, that is 8 souls were saved by water. Well, that's interesting.
Or somebody, maybe.
So there was people that died in the flood. Put your arm down. People died in the flood, and then there was 8 souls that were saved by water. How are we saved by water?
By drinking it, I guess.
How are we spiritually saved by water?
Baptism.
Yep, that's right. It's a symbol of baptism. So the flood, when the flood came on the earth, during the time of Noah, it was kind of like a baptism of the earth in a way.
Oh, so the earth
Interesting.
is baptized.
Well, it's just a symbol, and it's something important then.
But
Yes, Maylee? Wait.
But Noah had this. I know the rest of this. So Noah had.
We don't need the rest of the story though. We just need to keep reading about this part where we're talking about the gospel is preached to the dead.
So one.
So the other one that they want us to read was verse 6.
I'll read 3.
Maylee, do you want to read a verse? Okay. For this cause
For this cause
was the gospel preached
was the gospel preached
also to them
also to them
that are dead,
that are dead,
that they might be
that they might be
judged according
judged according
to men in the flesh,
to men in the flesh,
but live according
and live according
to God in the Spirit.
to God in the Spirit.
Good job. So that is why, because it is fair and it's right and good that everyone, even if they didn't get a chance to hear the gospel while they're alive on earth, have a chance to receive the gospel even after they're dead. And how do we help those though? Because if they're dead, they don't have their body at the moment. Can they get baptized?
No.
So how do we help them if they don't have a body? Okay, Sam?
You go to the temple and you baptize them, but with you acting as a stand-in for them,
That's right.
or do other things for them.
Yep, you do baptisms for the dead. Pretty neat. Okay, that is everything for tonight. So let it be written.
So let it be done.
Hey, please go upstairs and get ready to brush your teeth, okay? Okay, Maylee, can you head upstairs? Okay, Sam. Sam? Last warning, Sam. Please go upstairs and get ready to brush your teeth. Yep, if you need a drink of water, get it.